And I just want to welcome everyone this morning to this ceremony in celebrating a great and well-renowned Aurora. Let's give it up for Wendell and Aurora in all of our hearts. And it is our pleasure to have you here and an honor to be naming a street after you today. And I look forward to seeing that and walking that the million times you've seen your name displayed on that street sign. So at this time, after my welcome, I'd like to introduce Jen Evans, the Director of Public Art for the City of Aurora.
I'll keep this quick as well. I've had the opportunity over the last, I guess it's only been a day, but it seems like a long time that I've gotten to know Wendell and Florence, and they're just wonderful. And, Wendell's earned maybe 50 plus awards and illustrated over 2,200 books, something like that. But that's not what makes it so much fun to hang out with them. They're just really good people. And it's great to get to know you, and that you come from Aurora, and it's great to see this Aurora sensibility and this Midwestern sensibility, and then the New York sensibility, and just really good people. We've had a lot of fun. Also, that at the corner of West High here, we can have such a great name, such a great street name. It's so relevant to what we do here at West High, that it can be Wendell Minor Way here at the corner. So thank you so much for coming out.
Good morning. It sure is events like these that make me proud to not only represent the Office of Community Affairs, but also West Aurora Blackhawks. I'm a proud graduate of 1996. And on behalf of Ingrid Roney and the A+ Foundation, Mr. Minor, we have a gift that we'd like to present to you, if you wouldn't mind coming up. I'd like to do that. Thank you very much for coming back to your roots, to being an inspiration to our students. Your presence here means a lot. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I won't begin by saying I'll be really brief, because everybody knows I'm not brief. But I will try, because my wife Mary said, leaving the house today, keep it short, okay? My part today is maybe a few reminiscences, and I'm going to tell a couple stories. I've already mentioned them to Wendell, so he's prepared on this. They're not bad. The first time I really met Wendell was at a book signing at Anderson's bookstore. And I got in line, and I stepped up in front of him. I was going to throw him a curveball. I said, Wendell, I'm Bob O'Connor. You don't know me, but I was in the class of 62. And he's looking at me and thinking, I'm going through all those. I don't have any idea who this guy is. And I said, but it was the East High class of 62. So, I'm glad that, and I was very happy the mayor mentioned about your living for a while on the East Side. So it's always a blended part in this city, because I happen to live three blocks down the street here, and our sons went to West High. My daughter-in-law teaches at West High, so we caught up from the fact that I was trying to bring forward the Tomcats the first time we met. The other part of it was Wendell apparently has done all of the class books for the reunions for West High, and I think he reminded me, I thought it was the 25th, but I think it was the 20th, and it was before the 20th of East High, and this book could be just right alongside of every other publication he's done, just for its beauty, the way it was laid out, extremely different from every class book you've ever seen, which is just a series of pictures of people in the school. And it gave us the hardest challenge to try to meet that, because our committee at East High was passing it around. They said, how am I going to do this? We got to make this, we got to match West High on this. So some of the folks in our class who were artistic did their best, but I will still say West was best in that case. The other thing I want to say is that the connections with Wendell and me continued over the years, because I never missed a book signing, and every time they lay out all the books that Wendell has done, I keep buying more of them, because I'm trying to fill out the collection completely. I don't have all 2,200 of the covers. But the great thing about Wendell is that you walk into a bookstore, you can immediately spot by the beauty, by the clarity, by the simplicity, a Wendell Minor painting. And so I have a number of them, including my very valued, if everybody knows me, how much I love Abraham Lincoln. That one and Harry Truman are prominently displayed. So the other thing I'll mention is that my wife Mary had the pleasure of working at Wesley Preschool under Wendell's mother as the director, and she was such a wonderful person in the manner in which she acted at school and the way she handled the children and just worked in that position, including the fact that the paychecks were always in envelopes that were decorated. And so I see where it started as far as Wendell is concerned. I don't know if you've ever issued paychecks that have those designs, but keep it in mind in the future. Mary has such fond memories of working with your mother, and that was another great connection. Finally, I'll say that I'm very honored to be here today for the naming of this street here, because just 3 blocks down the way is the Mayor Robert and First Lady Mary O'Connor Drive. So I think we've got it pretty well captured here. If people want to just continue up and down, it's a great area to be. So Wendell, congratulations. We are so proud of you. We are so proud of how you expressed so well the meaning of what it was to grow up in Aurora in combination with our settings and our nature and everything else. And we're very, very pleased to have you come back, and we're very, very honored to honor you. So thank you.
Thank you to Alderman O'Connor. We'd like to also recognize Alderman Bill Donnell as well from the 4th Ward. Thank you for being here. Our Deputy Mayor Chuck Nelson as well, who's been very instrumental in pulling this together. Last night at the Aurora City Council meeting, Mayor Richard Irving proclaimed yesterday, May 28th, as Wendell Minor Day in the city of Aurora from this point forward. He also last night presented Mr. Minor with the key to the city. And as we said yesterday, he represents the best of our city, and he's taken the best of Aurora throughout the world. We know of his 2,200 works of illustration and his 200+ awards, his work there in the collections of such institutions as NASA and the Library of Congress, and we're so honored that he is a hometown guy here in the city of Aurora. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the microphone the one and only Mr. Wendell Minor.
Totally overwhelmed. It's so important to me today to see this street being named after me, right next to the high school that I went to and graduated from. And I have to say that I had wonderful art teachers all the way from Greenman through West High who always supported my talent. I'm a recovering dyslexic. I had to go to special reading classes for a good portion of my grade school years. And it was the art teachers who helped me understand the written word. I have to mention one teacher who I'll never forget, and that's Laverne Gilkey. Does anyone remember that name? Yes. My 6th grade teacher. He would read to us great classics like from Jack London, Call of the Wild, from Mark Twain, from Ring Lardner. And one day he reminded us that he loved Jack London, and he read from Call of the Wild. 40 years later, I had the chance to re-illustrate the Scribner's classic Call of the Wild, and I dedicated those pictures to Laverne Gilkey. And so I just wanted to say that District 129 was so important to me in my education. And all I can say is having something like this happen today, I said last night that Norman Rockwell didn't have a street named after him until 2 years ago. And I'm here to see mine, so I'm really delighted.
Yeah.
But I wanted to thank Mayor Irvin and Jen Evans from the Aurora Arts Council, who did a terrific job chaperoning us yesterday. I think she's doing a terrific job. And I think the arts are so important to Aurora. And I think you're doing great things. I was impressed with all the things that are happening in Aurora, all the building and the development. And I'm very proud that my roots are here. And I've always told my Eastern counterparts that I never left the Midwest in my heart and my soul. and I still have 1 foot left in the cornfield. So thank you so much for this honor. I can't believe it, but it's a wonderful day for me, and thank you so much.
It's time to do the unveiling. If we can ask everyone to come over to this side. Mr. and Mrs. Minor, the mayor.
Yeah, I see.
Yes. Come on over, Mrs. Minor. All right, we're going to do this at the count of 10, nice and loud. 10.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now just pull it out. There we go. Yay!
Pretty neat.
All right.
Thank you ever so much. So if you ever put this in your GPS, it'll be great.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Minor, we have a sign for you to take
Like
back
to
with
present
you.
this to you, take back with you, so you always know. Know your way.
Let's get a picture with it.
That's it. Come on in, man.
Yep.
Three. Okay, last shot, looking this way. 1, 2, and 3. Another round of applause for Mr. Wendell Minor. Wendell Minor way.